Hey, how you going? I'm good, thanks. Thanks for asking. So I just saw the latest Scary Movie. So it's kind of Scary Movie 6, but it's just been called Scary Movie. And it's the first time since the second film that the Wayne brothers have taken part, the writers and I guess stars. I know like people being like, you're doing a film review, why do we give a crap what you think? That is true, but you can probably say that about most critics. But anyway, but like I was saying, this is the first film they were involved in since Scary Movie 2. So Scary Movie 1 was like one of the funny. I saw that when I was like 14, so it was like the perfect targeted demographic for that film. And even though it's 15 plus, but I actually snuck into the movies to see that movie as well, so that also gets bonus points as well. Why I have such a soft spot for that movie, because like it was a good movie. I laughed so hard watching it. Get the adrenaline rush of sneaking in and getting away with it. Then I got like bragging rights because a lot of people at my school in my grade couldn't have seen the movie without like a parent or something. And most parents weren't going to take them to see that movie. The second Scary Movie was also good. I don't think I saw that at the movies. I think I rented that from the video shop, like an overnight hire. Then the third one, which Scary Movie 3, which I quite liked. I mean, it wasn't as good as the first two, but I still enjoyed it. I actually saw that at the movies. Then the other ones, 4 and 5, they were all terrible. But yeah, Scary Movie 1 was really good. And it kind of like kicked off this parody film craze, which wasn't necessarily a good thing. I mean, you had like Scary Movie 2, Scary Movie 3, all good. 4, 5 were terrible. Not Another Teen Movie was awesome. I'm just gonna say that's probably my favorite parody movie of that era. Then like it just went downhill, you know. There was like disaster movie, epic movie, date movie, superhero movie, which wasn't actually that bad actually. Meet the Spartans, Vampires Suck. The 40-year-old virgin who knocked up Sarah Marshall and felt super bad about it. It's terrible. The Hangover Games was really bad as well. I don't know if this one was real. I only seen like the DVD cover of it, and it was like one of those DVDs that you got from Thailand or Bali. It was called Not Another Indie Movie, and I think it was like parodying like Pulp Fiction and stuff and all that, but I've never seen it, so I don't know if it's real or not. Drive Fast, which was a parody of Fast and Furious and all those films. That was, I mean, that's actually rated like one of the worst movies of all time. Then there's other ones, the list goes on. But, you know, like, I'm a big fan of parody films, and they were around before this, you know, like Aeroplane, the Naked Gun series, Loaded Weapon, or whatever that parody was making fun of like Lethal Weapon and all those movies. I think it's called Loaded Gun or something. Anyway, that was good. Hot Shots 2 Part Deluxe was also good. Then you got all the Mel Brooks movies like Spaceballs, which I think is a bit overrated, and the sequel. I'm not looking forward to that. But Blazing Salads, that'd actually be a good name for a vegan restaurant. Blazing Saddles, Robin Hood Men in Tights, High Anxiety, all those movies were brilliant. You know, then they kept making parody movies later on, and you know, and some of them were pretty crap, like Silent of the Hams. Anyone remember that movie? It was like a parody of Silent of the Lambs and stuff. I mean, that was crap. But anyway, so I like I said a couple videos ago, I'm trying to get back into going to the movies because I quite enjoyed it. And I went to the 10 o'clock session on a Sunday. Was the first session, and you get cheap tickets because like if you see a movie before 12 o'clock on a Sunday, it's like $13 tickets or something. And I chose my seat before I bought my ticket online. I got to choose where I sat, and there was a row of seats with 3 seats, and I chose one. And then when the movies was on, it was a big cinema, heaps of empty seats, when two people sat next to me, and I'm thinking, why the fuck would you buy those tickets? Or if you were the person working behind the counter, why the fuck would you like issue out those tickets in a seat where there's already someone sitting? Like, it was annoying. I kind of like pretended I was in the wrong row or something. I got up and walked away. But like, what the hell? The cinema was like pretty empty. Like, anyway, that's my little rant. But here's what I think of the movie. This video is really disorganized. But sorry. So I had low expectations coming to this movie because the 4 and 5 just sucked so badly. But I can say that this movie was actually really good. I actually quite enjoyed it. You know, Don't Be a Menace in South Carolina or something was another parody film that the Wayne brothers did in the 90s. Should have been in the other bit, but I just remembered it then. But anyway, yes, Scary Movie actually was good. I actually enjoyed it. Like, I actually laughed at a couple of things. Like, they brought in like the random jokes again. Like, they were like locking all these locks, and then she pressed a button which said dreadlocks, and this Jamaican guy's hair kind of locked the door, which I wasn't expecting. That it made me laugh. They're walking really slowly down a hospital hallway, even like a normal hospital patient guy just walked past, and was a scene where it was a parody of Longlegs, where he's at the bus stop and the cops pull up and they arrest and start bashing a black man next to what's his name? Shorthands or something his name was in the movie. But yeah, it was good. I had low expectations because the ads for the movie, the two jokes in the like they kept playing like I can't hug you because I'm a Republican now and I'm meant to be racist. That's a crap joke. And when she gets stabbed, she goes, he stabbed her, and she's like, you don't know my pronouns or whatever. They were not funny jokes, and they were probably two of the worst jokes in the movie. But I kind of liked that they didn't put the best jokes in the trailer. Often or not, they put the best jokes in the trailer. And there's actually like a transgender character in the movie, and they don't actually make fun of used to be a she, but now a he being transgender. But it's just kind of weird because the actor and the character they were portraying kind of reminded me of like a female cast member trying to be Justin Timberlake for some reason. Like, I don't know, that's just me. But yeah, I really enjoyed Anna Faris becoming like Jamie Lee Curtis in the later Halloween films, where she's all like locked up in a house and she's almost like a hermit. And her daughter comes, she's got two daughters in the film, but the main daughter you see, the brown hair one, she has like a drug issue, and she just keeps popping pills in front, which I find funny because like kind of, yeah, I always think when I see characters in movies, especially horror movies, who have a pill addiction, they kind of like that. And she just randomly yells out certain lines, which is like classic, like overacting in horror movies. So that was good. They make fun of like, they do a like substance parody where like the newsreader, I think her name was Gail Weathers. I think her name was, I can't remember what her parody name was, but the Courtney Cox character in Scream, they keep making reference of how badly she's aged, and which is like, I think it's true, because like when they redid like the Scream franchise, for some reason she's aged so much more than everyone else in the cast. She actually looked quite terrible. No offense, I mean, I look terrible all the time, but compared to the other actors and actresses in the film, she looked quite terrible. So I think they made a parody of that, and she does the substance. And I'm glad I saw this movie without any spoilers, and there's spoilers here, but to be honest, when you see a movie review, you got to expect spoilers. But she's getting the substance, and then she turns into one of the characters in White Chicks, so there's a White Chicks cameo, which may be smart, especially because like no one ruined it for me, and now I'm ruining it for you guys. They made fun of the Michael Jackson movie by having like by parodying it, because having a movie called Jermaine, and it's just like how untalented he is and all that. But at the end, it goes coming soon to Tubi, which maybe I'm looking too far into things, but I think it's like a joke, because Tubi's just full of like crappy like horror movies and unofficial bioflicks, you know, like the the Brittany Murphy bioflick and all those really terrible ones are on Tubi. And they make a reference to, one of the older characters makes a reference to I Know What You Did Last Summer. And they have all the younger characters like, what's that? And I think that's also parodying that no one saw the reboot of I Know What You Did Last Summer. Like, it was like a big flop. But saying that, I won't give the plot away. There's not too much to the plot, but it's pretty much, the whole movie is pretty much just the Wayne brothers getting revenge for not being in the 3, 4, and 5 films and killing some of the cast which were in those films. And I said not giving away the plot. I kind of just did. But anyway, who cares? But they made like a line what made me laugh. Is like, you know how many Waynes there are? There's millions of us, which it's true. Every couple of years, I discover a new member of the Waynes family. But yeah, I quite enjoyed it. There was hardly any toilet humor jokes, which is good because toilet humor jokes is like a staple of very terrible parody films. And there was like maybe there was one like fart joke I could think of in this movie. Man, Scary Movie, 4 was just nothing but fart jokes almost, and that was terrible. But yeah, it was good. I enjoyed it. And even though it was a parody film, the actors kind of like took it seriously. Like they were actually playing the characters. They weren't playing the characters as if they were a parody of a character. They were playing the characters as if they were like a proper character, if you know what I mean. They weren't playing for laughs, like kind of thing. And sadly, even though this movie was a parody movie and a piss take, it was still kind of like on par, acting wise, writing wise, plot wise, with some terrible horror movies I've seen lately. Prime example is that Texas Chainsaw Massacre reboot, remake, whatever they brought out on Netflix a few years ago with all the streamers and stuff. Oh, that's another thing. So Shorty the stoner from the first 2 films, that he's back now and he's a streamer, which I thought was fitting. And he does this laugh all the time, which kind of reminds me of the laugh his son Piker does when like he's watching a video and something like offends him, but he laughs pretending like it doesn't. You know, it's like a cover. So again, I don't think that's what they were parodying, but him being a streamer was like a perfect character development like for that character. But anyway, what reminded me of that was, remember they were all streamers and influencers in that shitty Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie. You know, it had like 2 good scenes. Then like it just got ridiculous at the end where they're all dancing on the bus. And anyway, I'm not going on about that. But anyway, so out of 5 being the best, 1 being the worst, I give Scary Movie, I give it a 4, I reckon. I would actually see it again. And if I had a lot of free time, I would actually see it at the movies again. And what I liked about this is like it was a 90-minute movie. You know, for some reason, like Hollywood had this obsession with making every movie, including comedies, like 2 hours plus now. So like I saw this movie, I saw it at like 10 and I was walking out of the cinema a little bit before 12. Because the trailers and stuff made it go for longer. Like most of the time you see a movie, you're in there at 10 and you're leaving like at 1 or 2 o'clock in the afternoon. It's like your whole day's gone. You have no time to do anything else. So I appreciate that. So I highly recommend this movie. The movie's better in this review. Thanks for watching. I know most people aren't. But anyway, cool. Thanks for watching. Peace out.